Hello everyone, so welcome you back to Ashok Tutorials, and today I'm very happy to announce that we have 500 subscribers in our channel as of today. So congratulations to one and all, and thank you everyone for bringing Ashok Tutorials to this heights. So today here in this particular video we are going to learn about paper 1 environmental studies unit 8. all right, the unit 8, it is about food, right? Food. So we will see here. So food refers to any substance that is consumed by living organisms to provide them with the necessary nutrients, energy and sustenance for growth, maintenance and overall well-being. So by food we mean that whatever the living organisms they eat in order to obtain the nutrients so that they get energy and they could survive. All right, so and also for maintaining the overall well-being. So it can be of plant, animals or microbial origin, and is typically ingested through the mouth and digested in the digestive system. So, right. Alright, so it is digested in the digestive system. So what happens is that, see, food can be an animal, food can be a plant, right? So it can have different origin, or the microbial origin it can have. And what happens is that plants, animals and microorganisms, what do? We do not share the same mode of food ingestion. All right, some of us we absorb the food, some of us we eat the food, some of us we break down the food outside the body, some of us we take in the food and then break it and then absorb it. All right, so the food is taken in through the mouth, all right, through the mouth and digested in the digestive system in case of animals and human beings, right? So food serves as a source of nourishment and its composition can vary widely, including carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals and water. See, it says that food serves as a source of nourishment. All right, so it is the basic nourishment, it is a basic source of nourishment, basic source of energy and basic source for sustaining life. All right, so there are different composition or components of food. Like whenever we are eating, we get carbohydrates, we get proteins, we get fats, we get vitamins, we get minerals and we get water, right? So all this together constitute the food, right? Now mode of nutrition. Now let us see how do organisms obtain their food. So what are the different modes of nutrition? So autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition are two different mode of nutrition that organisms use to obtain their energy and nutrients. See, it has given two important words. One is autotrophic and the another is heterotrophic. So autotrophs are the organisms which have the capability of making their own food. All right, however, therefore the word says auto means self. All right, and heterotrophic organisms are the organisms which cannot make their own food and they are directly or indirectly dependent on other organisms, right? Hetero means different, so they are dependent on different organisms. So here first of all let us read about autotrophic nutrition. So autotrophic organisms are able to synthesize their own organic compounds like sugars from inorganic sources. They do this by utilizing energy from sunlight or certain inorganic chemicals. This process is known as photosynthesis or chemosynthesis. Depending on the energy source used, plants are primary examples of autotrophs as they use sunlight to convert carbon dioxide and water into glucose and oxygen. So it is basically talking about photosynthesis. See, photosynthesis is the best example of autotrophic mode of nutrition. Here what happens, plants take in the raw materials like the carbon dioxide, right? The carbon dioxide, then water from the atmosphere in the presence of this one, what to say, in the presence of chlorophyll and sunlight, then it releases oxygen, glucose, it makes glucose and water, right? Glucose, oxygen and water, right? So here what happens, all the resources, inorganic resources, the plants, they are obtaining from the environment, and they synthesize the food necessary for their survival, right? So what happens, exchange of gases also takes place, which means plants take in the carbon dioxide and releases oxygen, which is utilized by us, right? And the carbon dioxide which we release are utilized by the plants, right? Now heterotrophic nutrition, let us see what do we mean by heterotrophic nutrition. So heterotrophic organisms on the other hand are unable to produce their own organic compounds from inorganic sources. They obtain their energy and nutrients by consuming other organisms or organic matter. Heterotrophs are divided into various categories based on how they acquire their food. See, here it says that heterotrophic mode of nutrition or heterotrophs are the organisms which obtained or which depend on other organisms in order to fulfill their food requirement, right? And there are different type of heterotrophic organisms, and they have their own different style or different mode of nutrition or the process of acquiring food. So here we will be learning one by one, right? So first of all, we have herbivores. See, by the word itself, herb, you understand that these will be the organisms which feed on plants and plant products, right? So like the goat, the deer, right? So all these organisms which feed on the plants or the plant product are known as herbivores. Now carnivores, these organisms are the meat eaters and feed on other animals. So these are what are this? So carnivores are the organisms or the animals which eats up the meat of other organisms. For example, the tiger, lion, right? So lion and tiger, what do? They eat the meat, right, of other organisms like the deer, right? Then we have omnivores. So omnivores consume both plants and animals. See, who are omnivores? If I ask you, look at yourself, because we are omnivores. Why we are omnivores? Human beings are omnivores because we consume both plants as well as animals, right? We eat chicken, right? We eat fish, and we also eat the spinach, then different type of leafy vegetables, right? So that's why it says that we are not only the leafy vegetables, the cabbage, the cauliflower, so all these plants we eat, right? And also we eat the animals. That's why we are known as omnivores, right? Now we have detritivores. So these organisms feed on dead and decaying organic matter, especially these are microorganisms, right? So whenever a living being dies, be it a plant or an animal, what happens to its body? It gets rotten, right? It gets rotten. So it starts rotting. So it starts spoiling, smelling, right? Why? Because the microorganisms are acting on it and they are deriving their energy from this dead and decaying organic matter, right? Now we have parasites. So these microorganisms, the detritivores can be the microorganisms like the fungi, or it can be the this one, what we say, vultures and all, right? Scavengers. Now parasites obtain their nutrient from a host organism, often harming the host in the process. So it says parasites are the organisms which feed on the body of another organism, right? For example, if I give you an example of a parasite in plants, it will be cuscuta, 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 right? So this is a plant which do not have a root, and it climbs up on another plant or another tree, and this is yellow in color. In Hindi, I think we call it amar bell, right? Amar bell. So this is just like chow, right? Chow mein, you know, no? Chow mein. So it is just looks like a chow. So you might have come across this plant, you know. So there are like a different big plant will be there, and this particular cuscuta will be spread all over the plant. Why? Because it is a parasite which is living on the host plant and deriving its nutrient from it, right? So then we have yes, another example can be the lice, the tick, right? Tick, which if we do not take bath, or we see the people, the shabby people, right, in and around, so they have this lice or the ticks, right? So in their hair especially, they keep on scratching their hair, and when they when they look it, what do they find? They are scratching their head, right? They keep on scratching their head, and when we look at it, they find the lice. I don't know what you call in your local language. So, and then again, another example of parasite can be the leeches. The leeches, right? Leech. So leech is also an example of a parasite because it lives on the body of another organism, or the not leaf actually. See, whenever there is rainy season and we happen to pass by a forest, a jungle, what happens? The leech sticks to our body, right? And it sucks the blood until it becomes fat and fall down, right? So they also feed on our blood. So these are also parasites, but the best example will be in plants the cuscuta, and in animals or humans can be the lice, right? So in summary, we can say autotrophic organisms create their own food using sunlight or inorganic chemicals. However, heterotrophic organisms rely on consuming other organisms or organic matter for their energy and nutrient requirements. All right, so this was a very small topic, so I hope you have understood whatever I try to explain in this video. So today is a very good day for us, right? Because we have reached 500 subscribers. So thank you everyone for your love and support to Ashok Tutorials. Keep loving this channel, keep sharing, keep liking, and don't forget to subscribe. So thank you everyone for being here. Thank you.